In this section, we are going to look at the different language and vocabulary that we use for the different accents and dialects that you will find in the United Kingdom. So the first one, received pronunciation, or RP. This is an accent that's not associated with a region, but more so implies education or higher social standing and formal speech. For example, somebody such as a business person or maybe somebody in the government will very often have received pronunciation. They speak very clearly and clearly have a higher education and a social standing from their speech. Regional dialects. So this is a distinctive way of pronouncing words which is particular to an area, as well as a unique use of grammar and words. The United Kingdom is broken down into many different regions and areas, and each region has its own dialect, and each dialect also has unique use of grammar and words. The third word, glottaling. This is the sound that you make when the vocal cords are opened or a glottal stop. You can make the sound by saying uh-oh, uh-oh. This sound replaces letters in words in certain dialects. You can find glottaling in every dialect, but it's particularly noticeable in the dialect in London called the Cockney dialect, which we will look at in a moment. For example, in this accent dialect, they often don't pronounce the letter T. So instead of saying butter, they often say butter. Or they may drop the H. Instead of saying how, they might say ow, ow are you. This is an example of glottaling. So now let's look at some of these dialects and their regions. So a Geordie. This is the name for a person and the accent from Newcastle and Tyne, which is here in the United Kingdom. They have a lot of distinct words that are particular to the dialect, some being Anglo-Saxon. Scouse. This is the name for a person and the accent, and also a stew, a type of food from Merseyside or Liverpool, and that is in this area of the United Kingdom. It's a relatively new dialect, and it's evolved due to the influx of a different nationalities to the port area. Merseyside has a big port and many people from different countries have come, and that's why this Scouse accent has evolved. Glaswegian. This is a very strong accent. It's the name for a person and the accent from Glasgow in Scotland, which is up here. It's also known as Glasgow Patter, and the dialect has many distinctive words and uses the glottal stop, that glottaling that we spoke about. Cockney. This is associated with the accent and people of the East End of London, which you can find here in the United Kingdom. It's traditionally used by those born close to St Mary Le Bow Church, and it's famous for Cockney rhyming slang, where a group of words are used to represent another. For example, face. They say boat race. When they're talking about the stairs, they may say pears. It's rhyming words. Brummie. This is the person and the accent from Birmingham, which is in the middle part of the United Kingdom. And this accent varies considerably throughout the city and beyond, being incorporated into other accents like the Black Country. And Estuary. This is an accent spoken along the River Thames and in the Estuary, so the southeast of England. It's a relatively new accent and it's spreading, and it's been said that it will replace that received pronunciation as the standard English accent. And finally, Mancunian. This is a dialect, accent and person from the city of Manchester, very near Merseyside. It's distinctive for the over-enunciation of vowel sounds, and it has many slang terms and phrases. And that's the vocabulary for this section.